Welcome. Today I will be paraphrasing, summarizing, and sharing on the November 16th Al-Anon readings, Encourage to Change, and a Little Time for Myself. We'll begin with a serenity prayer and 3 mindful breaths. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Start with a little time for myself. I'll take a moment to look this over. The question of the day is, what responsibilities can I delegate today? And in the reading, they mention step 1, which is we admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. And the passage also mentions concept 2, which is the Al-Anon Family Groups have delegated complete administrative and operational authority to their conference and its service arms. So the passage is about applying concept 2 to our personal lives. And they mention step 1 because it helped this person realize that they couldn't do everything on their own. So it's about trusting others and delegating to other people, accepting help. And it talks about the benefits of mutual trust and the importance of shared responsibility. And back to the question, what responsibilities can I delegate today? And I think the first thing that I'm thinking of is that when I was in crisis, I could not delegate responsibilities to my son. He was unable to take care of himself or any shared responsibilities that were in my house, such as cleaning or cooking or anything like that. So I think it definitely depends on the person and the situation. But I can say that during that time, I did accept help from many, many people. At that point, before I found Al-Anon, it was mostly professionals who had seen, they may not have personally experienced what I was going through, but they had like educational knowledge and professional experience to help me manage what I was going through. So I would say when I was in crisis, what responsibilities did I delegate? It mostly had to do with my well-being and my mental health, just surviving from one day to the next. And yeah, I would say even my own doctor, the professionals that, like the counselors that my son had, the people who came to our house because I asked for them to do home visits, and also my own doctor who prescribed the medication that, probably kept me alive. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say for certain, but I was in a really bad place and I was on the path. I was clearly on the path of self destruction. And this brings up, I'm not in crisis anymore. I haven't been for 10 years. I'm so grateful to say that. But this connects to something that I'm experiencing currently. And what I'm realizing is that I have become quite intertwined with, and there's got to be a better word, but I don't know, with my partner who I've lived with for the past year. So before I moved in with my partner, I was the only adult in my house for over 20 years. And I lived completely by myself for close to 10 of those years. So I relied on people to, who came into my home to fix things, repair things, uh, that sort of thing. But as far as, well, yeah. So those things, like, I hired someone to do. My mind is just going in all kinds of directions about how much we need each other every single day. Like absolutely everything. Like the person who delivers the mail, the person who stocks the groceries at the supermarket, like all that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about um, not needing anyone in my daily life and now realizing how much I have adjusted so comfortably and so easily into living with another adult, and how things that I used to have to do that I never questioned, I don't have to do anymore. And how if I was ever put in the position where I needed to do them again, I have to stop and think, would I be able to do them? And I think the answer is that, excuse me, my nose itches. I think the answer is that I would not go back to the way things were. Things would have to continue on in a different way, such as I used to live in a house that had a big yard and, a lot of maintenance in a house, a lot of maintenance in a yard. And I don't think I will ever do that again. I live in a house now, but I live in my partner's house. So he does most of the things, and regardless, it's always easier with more than one person. So if something happened to him and I moved, I would probably move to an apartment because I don't think that I would ever want to go back to doing all the things that I used to have to do. So in that way, I think I'm getting better at delegating and also in trusting. This is about trust too, and I have completely entrusted my life with my partner because I think I'm just so shocked and surprised, like pleasantly, but also it's like, whoa, like I really just like settled right in. And it's just surprising to me. I just realized it within the past few days, and uh, it's just an interesting realization that how much things have changed. And so, how about you? What responsibilities can you delegate today? I hope that made sense. It was roundabout, but to me, it's a perfect connection. All right, moving on. November 16th. I'm going to take a minute to look this over. This passage talks about let go and let God. It also talks about take what you like and leave the rest. It's about hearing someone at an Al-Anon meeting talking about being able to stop worrying about their loved ones by picturing God's love shining on their loved ones. And the person is saying, even though that exact picture didn't work for them, they figured out something else that worked for them, and it wasn't God's light. It was a cozy blanket that was enveloping and caring for their loved ones. And this person is saying, being able to picture their loved ones in their higher power's care made this person much more able to let go and let God. And today's reminder says we need our higher power's help when we feel anxious and fearful. And turning our loved ones over to our higher power can be very freeing and very comforting. And I agree with that 100%. Part of my prayers includes doing that, actually. I actually do the motion of handing over my loved ones. I literally put my hands together and hand over my loved ones to my higher power's care. And it's interesting because I never had control, but I always was fighting for the control. And when I made peace with the fact that I didn't have control and that I could just love my loved ones and give them to my higher power to take care of, it just felt so much better and much more true because, like I said, I never had the power. I never had the control that I wanted to have, but it just caused anxiety. So now it doesn't have to cause anxiety. Let go and let God, and also take what you like and leave the rest. Perfect. Perfect Al-Anon slogans. We'll close out with the Serenity Prayer in 3 mindful breaths. Here we go. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Sending you love. Take care.